have around 4.9 year experience in Tequila Growth Services. And if I talk about my cloud knowledge, so currently I know Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and Experience Cloud. Apart from this, I'm currently trying to learn Einstein chatbot, and currently I'm also attending the Data Cloud seminar. If I talk about the development part, I have a knowledge of LWC, Aura components, Apex classes, synchronous Apex triggers, and uh, integration part. And if I talk about the current projects which I am handling, so currently I am handling 4 projects, and in all the projects, I work as a lead Salesforce developer. So there have no be in these projects, so that's why I'm the person who directly communicate with client, take the requirements, and design the solution. If I talk about the certificate, so I have Sales Cloud Consultant Certificate, PD1, and Salesforce Administrator Certificate, and Salesforce Experience Cloud Consultant Certificate. So this is all about me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Tushar, for giving me about your introduction part. So let's start with your question answer session. So Tushar, as you worked on configuration customization side both, right? If I'm not wrong, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Tushar, what do you understand by master detail relationship in Salesforce, and how many master details we can create on single object?
Okay, so master detail is something like that. If we make any object as a master, then if we delete the master object record, then all the child record will also delete it. Second thing, if the child record will follow the sharing setting for the master record, like if in the master, if I make it public read write, child will also follow same type of setting for sharing for OWT. Third thing is like how many masters. So we can create 40 overall lookup. In that, two master detail lookup we can create. Two master detail relationship we can create in that.
Okay, that's great. So you said how many we can create? Sorry, I missed that part.
So overall 40 relationship we can create, and
No,
out of 40,
I'm asking about the master detail only.
is two.
Oh yeah,
Two
that's
master
correct.
detail.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine, Tushar. So what do you understand by junction object and why we need it? Can you just give me an example of any standard junction object which you ever used in your project, or you know that?
Yeah, so junction object is something like if we have two master data relationship in
Mm-hmm.
one object, then
Mm-hmm.
that object become as a junction object. Now the standard object, if we are talking, so opportunity line item, opportunity means opportunity product is a junction object, because that opportunity product is a junction between opportunity and products. So this is one standard object which is following the junction object in Salesforce.
Okay, that's great. So did you ever use custom setting and custom metadata in your project?
Yeah, many time I'm using custom setting and
So what
custom
is the
metadata.
difference between custom setting and custom metadata? This is the first question. And let's say
Hmm.
I need to access custom setting in my Apex code. So how you can
Hmm.
access in your Apex code? Can you just give me these two answer from your end?
Okay, so first thing is custom setting and custom metadata. So custom setting is two different types. The first one is hierarchy. The second one is list custom setting.
Mm-hmm.
So after some releases, Salesforce analyzed that like for apart from using list custom setting, we can go with the custom metadata. Now the problem with the list custom setting or with the custom setting is we cannot deploy the data of custom setting from one org to another org.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to solve this problem, we use the custom metadata. Custom metadata is a meta about data. Like that data which we are storing in custom metadata is also metadata. That's why we can easily deploy that data into the another org. So that's why we are using with custom metadata. Okay. Apart from this, one main issue which I also face with custom setting is using test field, which is having character limit of 255 characters. So in one of my project, I faced this issue. So I have the access token more than 255 characters. So in
Mm-hmm.
that case, I cannot go with the custom setting. So then I move it into the custom metadata, because in custom metadata, we have test area field also where I can store more than 255 characters. Now the question is how can I access the custom setting? So I can use the custom setting name dot get instance and the name of that particular custom setting. And apart from this, you can also query the custom setting, but which is not a good way. But yeah, you can also query the custom setting and then you can access the field.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's right. So, do you know about the data skew term in Salesforce?
Yeah, so data SQ is coming like think I have one account. Under that account, if I have more than 10,000 contacts as a
Mm-hmm.
child
Mm-hmm.
for particular account, then
Mm-hmm.
this type of issue, that this type of thing will slow down our org, and this issue is known as a data SQ.
So, how many type of data skew are there in Salesforce? Do you have any idea about it?
Oh no, sorry, I don't know about the type. I just I never faced this issue in any of my projects.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
just know about this terminology like what is data SQ, but yeah, that type or something I never
Okay.
heard that.
Yeah, no problem. So there are three types: account skew and ownership skew and the lookup skew. So you can just read about it. You can note down this question, Tushar. So later on you can just go through with it, right? So
Yeah,
this is very important part because
sure,
whenever
sure.
you are having large amount of data with your client, so these problems can be occur,
Hmm.
right? So you just need to
Okay,
go through with it, right? Okay, Tushar. So did you ever
sure,
get
sure.
a chance to work on flows?
Yeah, yeah, I worked on this.
Did you get a chance to work on platform event trigger flow?
Platform event trigger flow, I never get a chance to work on it. Yeah, platform events I worked previously, but yeah, platform event trigger flow I am not never worked. But as a name suggests, which I am thinking is whenever we call any flow with our platform events, then I
Mm-hmm.
guess that flow will trigger.
Okay. Okay, then let me
Yeah.
move on to the next question. So, in trigger, can we schedule the job? Let's say we have the Apex class and we have a schedule class and batch class. So, as you know, like we can schedule that. So, is there something, some mechanism we have in trigger? Sorry, in flow, we can do that.
If you want to schedule, so we have a schedule flow, and
Mm-hmm.
in record trigger flow also we have a run path or something where we can give the timeline like once that particular event is coming, then
Mm-hmm.
after 10 minutes of record creation, or after 10 minutes of record update or any particular date change, then we can also do that in record trigger flow. And also we have a schedule flow. Using a
Mm-hmm.
schedule flow, we also schedule that.
Okay, so what do you think about the best practice? Let's say I need to create the on single object 10 flows, right? And those flows are updating some flow is updating child record, some flow is updating parent record, and some flow updating the same object record. Okay, so what do you think about the best practice? How you will let's say I can just say you okay these are the best practice, but in your project implementation did you ever did some kind of best practice, right? So you can just
Yeah.
tell me the example.
So basically, our main target in our flows, whenever I create a flow, so my main target is we can create two type of flows. The
Mm-hmm.
first one is fast field update. The second one is related and action report.
Okay.
So in fast field update, is basically used whenever I try to perform anything in the same object. Okay. So on that time, every type of operation, whatever is possible in one flow, I can try to do all the operation, all the automation in that particular flow on the fast field. If I
Mm-hmm.
want to update the same object, if I
Mm-hmm.
want to send any type of email, or if I want to update any other object or anything, then in that case I go with the action and related record flow. So most of the time, this is my this is the best practice which I am follow. I am only trying to create a two flow. The first one is on fast field update, and the second one is action and related. But many times, whenever I create a flow, I face some issues like in one flow is not sufficient to do all the work. In that case, I go with the another flow. But my best most of the time I try to create only two flows per object.
Okay, so I just wonder at one place, as you said, like you can. So did you ever get a chance to create the subflow, right, and wrap up the business logic into the subflow, and you are just doing the DML and queries in your main flow only? Did you ever just following
Yeah,
this
so
kind of framework?
Yeah. So in my current project also I am calling one subflow,
Mm-hmm.
and which from the parent flow I am calling that subflow. But in these type of thing, now many times we are facing the issues also.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, basically too many SOQL 50,000 one. This issue just now I am facing in one of my project because of that subflow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can create a subflow, but whenever, if necessary, I just ignore that things most of the time. I and never go with the subflows. Actually,
Okay, no worries. Yeah. So can we call the screen flow from the record trigger flow,
no, I never
or vice
try
versa?
that. I if from is okay, from record trigger flow we can call the screen flow. Screen flow we can call the record flow.
Yeah, is it
Um,
possible? What do you think about it?
I never try that, but yeah, that's what I am thinking. From record trigger flow, we cannot call the screen flow, but
Mm-hmm.
from screen flow, I guess we can call the record trigger if we necessary. This is my assumption, but I am not sure.
Okay, okay, no worries. Okay, then let's move to the next question. So let's say I need to call an Apex class from the flow, right? So what are the things I need to keep in mind while I'm calling the class, right? So let's say I need to pass the data from flow to Apex class, and let's say I have some custom logic there. And once that process, so I want to return back into the flow, and then I want to do the some other operations in my flow. So what will be the mechanisms I need to follow here to passing the data to process there, and then I just return back into my Salesforce. So can you just explain me if you have such kind of implementation in your project or in previous project?
Okay. So the first thing is we need to make that method as an invocable method.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is that method should be a static method. And third thing is, as you say, we need to do the return. So we need to define the return type in that flow.
Mm-hmm.
And from flow itself, we have we have one apex action. Uh, from action, we have one apex action where we can call the apex class. And in apex action, like if we have one parameter, then flow will ask you like to pass one parameter. If we have more than one parameter, then the flow will ask you that parameter, like how much parameter you have in method. Same type of parameter you need to pass it to the flow. And and that custom logic you can write in on Apex directly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. So one another question. Let's say I have in a scenario I want to you know show an error message to user whenever user try to delete the account from the system. So from how many ways you can show the error message to user? Can you just explain me? Whenever user trying to delete the account, I want to show an error message to user. So there how many way to do it? Like uh it might be trigger flow whatever you want. So but I just want to know like how many ways you can do it.
Okay, you are only want the number, or I can
No,
explain
no, no,
you
no.
like
I
how
just
what is the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. You can explain not
Okay,
in detail, but just explain me like
yeah,
what using with which mechanism you can do this.
which
Let's say
thing
flow.
I
Yeah, yeah.
okay. So first thing is, as everyone know, like we need to write the triggers. Like using trigger, we can simply show the error message.
Mm-hmm,
Using add error or something, we can show the error message. The second thing is in our latest release. I am not saying it's our latest release. It's around 1 year. Flow is
mm-hmm,
also having one option to show the custom error.
mm-hmm.
So using flow also we can show that type of error. Like whenever we delete any element, then we can show the custom error. Third thing is, which I am thinking is, whenever we delete that, I can call one platform event, and using that platform event, I can show the error message
Mm-hmm.
using LWC like. But this is just a way which I can try. But most of the time, if I get this type of scenario, I can go with flow first. If flow will not solve my issue, then I go with the trigger.
So do you think we'll be able to achieve this using the validation rule?
Validation rule, no. I think that we using validation rule, we cannot achieve that because we want to delete that. On that delete operation, validation rule will never fire.
Okay, okay,
So yeah.
okay. That's fine. Can you just tell me some of the Salesforce subs diaries product name if you know that?
You are talking about App Exchange
No, no,
product?
no, no. Salesforce, some child, some product has, let's say, Tableau is there, right? Pardot is there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
can you spell any
So
other name?
yeah, yeah. So as you say, like Tableau is there. I guess data import wizard is also a Salesforce product, you can say, or Pardot you already say, and the the one is FSL Fit Service Lighting also. You can say that it's a package or something which we can use.
Hmm.
And apart from this, if you are talking about packages, we have lot of packages like we can use data loader also is a Salesforce tool, you can say that.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay. Let's move to the next question. So can you share your screen and open your notepad or like any editor? I just want to give you one scenario.
yeah. I guess screen sharing is disabled.
Uh, why it is disabled? Stop more pros. Okay, all okay, yeah. Now, can you try it?
It's again disable, host disable. In share screen, you will get one option to give
Yeah,
participant to share this.
can you try it now?
Yeah, I just try it's giving me host disable participate screen sharing. There are two radio buttons.
Yeah, I
Both you
who
need to
can
check.
start sharing when someone is else sharing. So I given it all participant. Okay, no worries. Let's move to the our next questions. We are not wasting our time. Okay, so what you can do, Tushar, you can try to write the code at your end, and later on you can submit
Hmm.
to the comment. So I have a scenario. Okay,
Hmm.
whenever account is getting updated, you can note down the scenario. Whenever account is update, so what I want to send an email to the account owner, right? And I want to keep the contact details, which contact details, which are only getting created between the last update and the current update. Okay, did you got my point?
Send the email to owner, and after then, we need to send the
Con-
that contact part. Can you explain
yeah,
again?
yeah. So let's say on 1st April you updated the account, right? And between 1st
Hmm.
April to today's 14, right? So till yesterday you created some contact, right? One, two, three, whatever. And what I want the only those contact which are created between this duration, right? And I want to send it to the email to owner, including those contact details to the account owner. Did you got my question now?
I understand. So my question is like, think I update the account on 14th of May, right?
Right, right.
So till 13th of May, whatever contacts I have in my org, that contacts also I need to send with the email, right?
Yes, right, right.
Okay. And to send the email, that code also actually that
No, no,
syntax
no.
I need to check.
Just logic. I just want the logic from at your end, like how you are keeping
Okay.
the this contacts getting details, right? These all I
Okay.
just want to the logic part. Syntax is fine. You can
Okay.
avoid it.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
whenever account is updated, then send an email to account and email.
you can just give me the
Mhm.
main logic. I don't need the complete syntax and these all.
Yeah. We need to. We are updating any particular field of account or any means any every time when the account is updated.
You can just keep the industry field. Let's say you can keep the industry field, right, for your instance.
Okay, industry field. Okay. That we need to send. Contact ID only we need to send.
Let's say you need to send the contact name.
Contact name. Contact. Contact तो आ गए.
Uh, Tushar, can we move to the next
One.
question? If you are done
Yeah,
with that.
just 5 minutes.
Okay, sure.
Like I am using loop under loop for this content, and I am looping that,
Mm-hmm.
and from there we can use that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, we also need
means
to
in
keep in
content
mind the
also.
timing concept, right? Because something we have to
Hmm.
cover couple of more scenarios, right? And more topics.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can do one thing. You can later
okay.
submit to me on LinkedIn or on Gmail, right? I can review it and let.
No, just I'm giving you 1 second, just
Okay,
1 minute.
sure. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Um, this one is too long to submit, I guess, from here. Let me reply on your mail. 1 second.
You can just also ping it into the chat me also. That is also fine. You can just post it on chat.
Yeah, in chat it's a very long, so that's why it's not going.
Okay, no worries. You okay? Later you can do it. Now let's move to the next
Yeah, so
questions.
in email I send
Yeah.
already.
Okay, fine. I'll
Yeah,
if you have sent it, let me review it now.
yeah.
It's let me refresh it. I think I didn't get yet. Okay, Tushar, then let me move to the next questions, right? Because we have a couple of area which I need to discuss.
Hmm.
So, Tushar, did you ever implement the framework in your code, right?
You are talking about trigger framework?
Trigger framework or test class framework or yeah. So these am I just asking?
Yeah, I worked on trigger framework in one of my project,
Mm-hmm.
and in class framework also I build like I create one utility class, and that utility class I just insert all the object, and whenever I use that, so
Mm-hmm.
I call that particular method every time. Second thing is like for exception handling also I build one framework where I create one exception handling class, and in catch block I just call that method every time, because in catch block if we write a lot of code, so it's very difficult to handle in catch classes, so that's why.
Okay. So let's talk about the governor limit, right? So how many DML I can do in synchronous apex?
It's 100 DML.
Are you sure about it? I'm asking about the DML operations, not about the SQL queries.
Okay, DML, 1 second. 10,000.
No. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
That is 150, Tushar, for asynchronous synchronous
Oh,
apex, right?
sorry. Yeah, yeah.
So what do you understand about the heap size, right? When we talk about the heap size, so what is the meaning of it, right? So why we use this concept here in Salesforce?
Yeah, so size limit issue you will get. In one of my scenario, I get this issue when I have a large file. So I get this issue like we cannot export more than 6 MB files. So then I get this heap size issue on Apex actually.
Okay,
Or whenever we get a lot of data, then we get this heap size issue, and sometimes we are also getting CPU time limit is error.
okay. What are the mixed DML error we get in Salesforce and how we can fix that?
Whenever we try to insert setup and non-setup object in one method, on
Mm-hmm.
that time we get this misDML operation error. And to solve this error, we can use the future method, or we can make it as asynchronous.
Mm-hmm.
And like we can insert one object in normal method, and after that we call the future method.
Okay, okay. So can we have a more than one feature method in Apex class or only one? I mean, do you understand about it? How many feature methods we can
Yeah.
have in a single class?
So in single class, we can have more than one feature method also, but we cannot call one feature method to another feature method.
We can only have one feature method in Apex class, you are saying, right?
No, I am saying more than one also.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
There
Okay.
are no limitation
So,
for future method.
so Tushar, one thing I want to know from you, let's say we have a feature method, right? And which is an asynchronous mode, then why we need the queuable Apex? What is the,
Uh,
scenario? Did you ever implemented such kind of scenario where you earlier using the feature method, but later on you realize, okay, this is not going to be fit here. I need to use the queuable Apex here. So what was the, scenario? Can you just explain that?
so basically, there are a lot of reasons. The one reason is in queuable we can perform the chaining also. So if I want that think I have 100 records. Out of 100 records, 10 records fail. Okay. So I want that I want to proceed that 10 record another time, right? Again, I want to proceed that 10 record. So I use database on insert and store the fail ID. And we can again perform the chaining like we call one another queuable method from that queuable method and perform this operation. In future method, we cannot do that thing. Second thing, the thing is like we cannot pass the primitive data type like as object or anything in the future method, but in queuable we can do that. So these are the scenario when we can go with queuable in place of future method.
Can I call queuable Apex from the feature method?
No,
Okay. Or vice versa, can I call the feature method from queuable class?
future method from queuable class.
Right.
Uh, I guess we can call. Yeah, we can call future method.
Okay. So which interface I need to implement to make the class queuable?
It's queuable contest.
Okay.
Queuable contest. Yeah.
It's queuable context or like only queuable?
Batchable, implement batchable. Yeah, it's queuable, I guess, only. In
Okay.
queuable, under that method, I guess we use queuable context
Okay.
value.
So I have one question from batch Apex, right? So let's say I need to execute. Let me know like it is possible or not. So I'm just going to give in my business scenario. I need to schedule my batch Apex class twice in a day. Is it possible, first of all?
Twice in a day, you want to schedule, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
possible.
Okay. How can you do that? Can you just give me the mechanism for it?
Like we can define the timings,
Mm-hmm.
like think I want 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. or 1 a.m. or anything 3 p.m. So we can simply execute that batch class on that particular time.
How many
From screen,
there are how many ways available in Salesforce to schedule the class?
there are two ways. The first one is we can do that using UI directly. We can
Mm-hmm.
go to the schedule job, click on Apex classes, that batch class, and we can do that using UI interface directly. Apart
Mm-hmm.
from this, we can use the cron expression to run the batch class on particular time. And if I want to run the batch class on immediately, also we can use execute batch directly, and we can run that immediately.
Okay, so I have a requirement. I want to process. Let me know, like, is it possible or not? Can I process the date? I mean, batch size of data in Qable Apex? Is it possible?
Batch size of data in Qable, like you have more than 50,000 records or more than around 20 lakh record or something in Qable, then you want to process.
Yeah.
For large data set, we can go with the batch apex only
Mm-hmm.
because Qable not support that thing like more than 50,000 record. However, if you can write some custom logic or something like first you will get only 50,000 and again in another Qable you can again get the remaining 50,000. That type of logic you can build. But yeah, for large data set we can only go with the batch class.
Okay. What is the difference between database dot batch? What is it? Uh, what is the difference
Sorry.
between iterator and database dot batchable?
Iterator basically use in batch classes like first thing for iterator we have think I have one trigger. From that trigger, I get to some 50,000 record or something. So I simply call the batch class, and that 50,000 record I will pass into the batch class, and we can use the iterator in batch class. If we want to query the existing data from our Salesforce, if we want to perform any operation in our existing data, then we can go with the normal batch class. And if I have something like I do some call out, and from call out I get some data, then I want to perform that type of logic, then we can go with the iteration.
Okay. So there is next question. Do you ever get a chance to work on integration part?
Yeah, I have a knowledge of integration. In many projects, I'm using integration.
Okay. So what is the difference between REST API and web service callout?
So REST API is something like if any third-party system want to access my Salesforce service, or they want to insult or get or anything, then we can go with the REST API. REST API also we can make it public also, private also. For public, we can go with sites, and for private, we can create a connector.
Okay.
Now the web service call out yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
think this
web
meeting is
service
going.
call out is
Sorry to start to interrupt you. This meeting is going to over due to the limitation of Zoom, right? We are using the free
yeah.
license for it. So can you rejoin this same meeting if you don't mind?
Sure, I will.
If you have a time, that's fine. We can rejoin it.
No,
Because
I enjoy. Actually, I want that. I never
because
do any interview with any
okay,
company.
okay,
Just I
because
want to
because
do
I
some
need to
practice.
discuss some LWC part and integration parts with you. So
Sure,
that's why I
sure,
want.
sure. I'm joining. I'm joining.
Okay,
Same
so
meeting.
please join. Yeah, please join the same link.
Yeah, if same meeting will not work, you can send the another invite.
No,
Okay.
this will be only work. No worries.
Okay.
I
No
just
worries.
need
Thank
to
you.
edit it.